Today we will be learning about enthalpy. Enthalpy is a state function that is much easier to measure by looking at enthalpy change. Enthalpy change is represented as delta H. When looking for the enthalpy of a reaction, we use this equation, and it states the enthalpy of a reaction equals the sum of the enthalpy change of products minus the sum of the enthalpy change of reactants. So let's look at an example. So let's say we are asked to determine the enthalpy of a reaction for NaOH plus CO2 to form NaHCO3. We are given three of the enthalpies of all the substances in the reaction. So now we just have to determine what's the product and what's the reactants. We can see that NaHCO3 is the product, meaning that NaOH and CO2 are the reactants. So now we just plug in the information. So the product, the sum of the product is only one product, so it's only going to be negative 947.7. And then we subtract that from the sum of the reactants, which is going to be negative 125.6 plus negative 393.5. When we total it all together, we get negative 428.7 kilojoules over moles. So now we must determine if the enthalpy change is endothermic or exothermic. When a reaction is endothermic, that means the energy is transferred from the surrounding to the system, and it's usually positive. Exothermic is when the energy is transferred from the system to the surroundings, and it's usually negative. So we look at the sign of the change of the enthalpy in our reaction, and we see that it's negative. So that means that this reaction is exothermic. So this is how you calculate the enthalpy of a reaction.